Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. I didn't see you come in. I'm joking. No, I knew you were watching because I pressed the record button, and 6 people are watching currently, not at the same time. I doubt you're making this a big event to watch this random chubby faced teenager's thoughts on Bad Neighbours 2, or as I believe it, the first film was called just Neighbours here in England, as far as I remember. I also remember it made a lot of money. I have no idea why I didn't really look that much into it. Hello there. This will probably be the shortest review I've ever done because and you also note that unlike last time when I did X-Men Apocalypse, I actually made notes, so my thoughts were a tad more concise. And I gave my time a little more to sink it, a lot more time to sink in properly. I probably thought it through and then wrote down on my phone. Not with a pen, that would have damaged my phone. But this time again, it's gonna be like when I did the Jungle Book and Civil War. My first impressions, I've thought about it from leaving the cinema to sitting down here and talking, of my final thoughts, but no notes. Why? Because I just do this so I can just add my thoughts even if no one's watching or cares, just so they're on the internet somehow. Why? No. Well, that's my response to that's a response to a lot of people's decisions just there. But well, if it was murder, then that's not really justified. But anyway, but still, I think I'm gonna do what films I actually care about because X-Men. I'm a big fan of the X-Men franchise. It's a big blockbuster superhero film. So I thought, well, just in case someone may use this review to, make someone decide to see it or not, which someone did. My friend Rogan, he asked me what the actual thoughts are because I think a lot of people don't really want to sit through an hour. But I put an annotation on that video now, so you can actually skip to when I use those points and actually start talking about it. But at least say that. but here, this is just a sequel to a comedy. I mean, I don't really think I need to go through the task of writing down notes, having concise thoughts. Really, just what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna talk about what I thought about it. Maybe I'll add something new that someone has already said. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I haven't watched any reviews yet. This film has a better score than X-Men Apocalypse, which just boggles my mind on Rotten Tomatoes. So yeah, this isn't gonna last very long. Yay! Don't judge me. It's a cool logo. If you knew my thoughts on the past film, no one's keeping up here. No one's following it along. I don't want to act like, oh yes, do you remember in the last video I did this? No one's like that. I know, I'm not narcissistic like that. I just want to sit here and talk about a film I've seen, just no biggie. Okay, it is 11:30 at night, because I saw the film at 9. This isn't, it's just Bad Neighbours 2. Okay. Man, this film is just... It's not really that interesting to talk about, bloody hell. I mean, with X-Men, at least that had, blimmin' Nightcrawler and Wolverine... and... Well, he was in the trailer. If it was in the trailer, I could spoil it. But this is just a movie with Seth Rogen, and it's the same as the first, but with girls this time. Doesn't that... Oh, man, a comedy that basically does the same thing a second time, but just changes a few things? Man, you don't see that nowadays, do you? I sound really smug then, oh yes, I'm such a movie expert that I have judged this. No, I just, I kind of put it together. So, what I think of the first Bad Neighbours, because I think the 90% of the reason I saw this movie because I saw the first one, 10% was that I saw it for free. But still, at least I saw my cousins was there coincidentally, so that was a nice surprise, so I didn't have to go through it alone. I'm not acting like... this isn't the worst thing ever. No, it's just a sequel to a comedy that kind of does the same thing. It makes you laugh a few times, But like, I mean, for me, it didn't make me laugh very much as a comedy. Its main purpose that makes it laugh. It didn't do it that much for me. But when it actually comes to character or like story or actual, proper thought or like entertainment, it doesn't work that well. Okay, what do I think of the first one? I saw it quite a while ago. I borrowed it from my cousin, the DVD. I found it. I remember it being very funny. Obviously, a lot of people found it very funny. I found it. I found an interesting plot. Like you don't really see that nowadays. Like, to like adults trying to have having like raising a baby next door to a frat house. Now, here's the thing with these two films. I am British. We don't have frats or sororities, so those words are completely. They mean nothing to us Brits because we don't have any of that. We don't. I mean, if you ask me, a Brit, like an American athlete, like what's a frat or a sorority? I'm like, I don't know, a party with guys, a group with guys, and that's just what these films taught me. So, yes, if you, so as a British, as a Briton, Englishman, I don't bloody know, you can't really relate or grasp it as much, even if I am close to the age that the actual youngsters are at in this film. The youngsters, I mean, I'm close to the age, and even I don't really get it because we don't have frats or sororities, all these fancy high school, all these like words that we don't have. Like, I'm trying to think like we're. Like I was raised on a lot of like American movies that have high schools and stuff and how their school system works. It made me start to think that's how it worked here, but no. So it tripped me. Thanks Monsters University. Well, that came out quite recently, so I wasn't raised on it. But a few. What's a movie that was like took place in a school and like it kind of. Diary of a Wimpy Kid? I mean, yeah, that. Getting off track. Okay, I thought Bad Neighbors 1 was pretty funny. I mean, like, all the characters were pretty one note. Fat douchebag guy and like, just kind of bad parents. Seth Rogen dude, just Seth Rogen. But I did find it entertaining. There was a lot of funny jokes and it knew when it was being ridiculous. It had a tongue-in-cheek humour. But yeah, I remember having a good time with it. Pretty much. I mean, had a lot of penis jokes, but that's expected. That was expected, really. Okay, and here, Bad Neighbors 2, it is pretty much the same thing, but with girls this time. If they make a third one, I don't know what I don't really think there really is a third gender. So if they make a third one, I don't know who could be the main enemy, or should I say, gender of the enemy? Maybe it's a combination of boys and girls. I don't know if there's a word for that there in America. Maybe transgenders. I don't. There's a million possibilities with this. I don't know, concept. So many possibilities. So what I actually think. I didn't really like it that much. I mean, it's a bit hypocritical that I'm saying it's basically the same thing as the first, and I'm saying I'm not liking it as much because, well, the first one, that concept was something new. I haven't seen that in a comedy before, and it was Zac Efron who wasn't singing. I like him singing. I never even watched High School Musical, but I've heard some of his singing. It's very well done, Zac Efron. But when I watched that film, that first film was something new. I haven't seen that concept before, and now here it's just the same thing again, with the same characters, but with girls. So it kind of dials it down. It kind of dials down my enthusiasm a bit. Like, seen that before, and there's also my logic and actual reality sets in when you watch it. And I'm like, those girls would be arrested for that. I did not really spoil it. They robbed Seth Rogen's house at one point. I'm like, yeah, they'll be arrested for that. This doesn't take place in reality. Did guess I'm gonna have to accept that. And I don't know why Selena Gomez is she's put on some of the posters and like trailers, even though she only in 2 scenes. Spoilers. So if you would just come in for some Selena Gomez in bikini, but when passing an Asda aisle, aisle in Asda in the DVD aisle, should I say, there was a cover with James Franco and Selena Gomez in a bikini. I believe it was called Spring Breakers. Just go watch that. I have no idea what that's about. No, I will not be watching it just for that. I mean, I grew up on her being Wizard of Waverly Place, and she still looks 12 in my eyes. I mean, really young for someone who's like, I don't know, 20 years old. I don't keep up with how old they are. I have a life. Not really. Well, I have one because I'm living right now. Yeah, I lost that. Yeah. Oh, that didn't go so well there. Anywho, okay. Man, I miss having those notes. But really, it's Bad Neighbours 2. I mean, I don't really think I really properly need that or should have that. Anywho, but the description will probably just be something like, I talk about Bad Neighbours 2. Because I'm going to repeat myself again. Okay, yeah, to me, it's the same thing again, but with girls this time. It basically follows the same notes. It reuses some jokes. All the characters are pretty much one note. They're pretty much all one note. Like, with like with just like the one, with their one problem being their character. Like Zac Efron, isn't moving on with his life. Seth Rogen is still having trouble with parenthood, such and such. Still, by the way, lots of penis jokes. And also some of the jokes don't work. Some of the jokes are pretty awkward. Some go on too long. Some is surrounded by just silence. I don't even know there was a soundtrack to this movie because I didn't hear any original music most of the time. So most of the time it was just silence with that one joke filling the air. And if that joke's really bad and it's not working, and you say, oh, that's just to you, Luke. No, the whole crowd is silent. It's not working. It's kind of awkward. Like some sequels to comedy. I mean, like all like even bad. I think Bad Neighbours had some jokes that didn't work, and I remember quite liking that film. I remember having fun with that film. I mean, again, it was ridiculous at times, and like how that film began with and when I say awkward, I mean like how the first one began with Seth Rogen and the lady, I can't remember her name, having sex. It also begins here, of course. Reuse joke. So yeah, it's very charming and welcome to Bad Neighbours 2. And also, I don't really find any of the characters likable to an extent. I mean, like I know they're not really characters; they're just kind of like the drive for the jokes, and you could just kind of just say, look, it's Zac Efron, and he's playing a guy who's, having trouble finding his path, and look. I mean, it's really... I mean, I know that I seem really smug and really just, too analytical. Talking about a sequel to a comedy that's about, people living next to a sorority and, jokes happen and, it's all silly and stuff. But if it was like, I don't know, The Theory of Everything or the latest Marvel film, you're allowed to talk about that, like all the details and, that was good. I don't really like that. But here, people are like, it's just a comedy, man. You're not meant to take it seriously. A movie is a movie. With pretty much any movie, you have the right to say, oh, that wasn't great. That was great. I don't care if it was bloody Dora the Explorer. The movie is a movie. People talk about movies. They get into detail. So I'm getting into detail to an extent. I'm just kind of going point by point here, but I don't care if the movie I'm talking about it, whatever genre of such and such it is. And when I say none of the characters are really likable, none of them are I'm guessing it was on purpose. None of them are really good people. I mean, Seth Rogen isn't a very good parent, obviously. I mean, and Zac Efron plays a man-child. And all the girls, they're really annoying and dislikable. I mean, Chloe Grace Moretz, hit girl. I mean, she does good in her role. I mean, I'm very envious that her way she's in all these movies, and I want to be an actor as well. Hire me. I said that joke already, but still, her character wasn't very likable at all. I mean, it was very annoying because this movie is so 2016. Yes, Twitter messaging 20 words, acting really, ignorant and just narcissistic girls talking about high school and, party problems, such and such. It reminded me of Angry Grandpa. And I mean, when I watched it, I was like, that was passable. I mean, a lot of it is so 2016. Ironically, also starring Zac Efron, who plays pretty much the opposite of his character here. And everyone's like, oh, it sucks and everything. And I was like, yeah, just basically it sucks, because I sometimes have a problem of being too generous and forgiving to a film, and I guess I moved past that, I believe. I mean, think about Angry Grandpa wasn't all that great. It was basically, it followed so many comedy cliches, and it just got off the rails by the end, and like no one acts like real people. Like, it's a bit like here, like if this was reality, certain things would happen that would like end it very quickly. To an extent, I think that whole, sororities kind of party thing, I guess that's true. I don't know. Okay. What else is there? Okay, let me just quickly name this off. Okay, I didn't laugh all that much, but that's just me. So a lot of the jokes just fell flat, were repeated from the last film, was just awkward, and were just filled with silence, because I don't really think the film had an original soundtrack. It could be. I don't know what was filling it, besides the songs that the producers paid to have in it. There was no like parts where my song was heard, but yeah, there was a lot of parts where I just like go because a lot of slapstick. It was mainly the slapstick that made me do that. Okay, a lot, pretty much all the characters are very one note. Their one characteristic is their goal or problem that they fulfill at the end, and also a lot of them were dislikable, none of them were good people, but I'm guessing that was on purpose. I should probably cut in and say that a lot of they were very one note dislikable characters. I should probably say that that was the point, and is meant to not be taken seriously, and again, you're only there for the joke, so what does it matter? But a lot of stupidity and idiocy, whatever the word is, I did enjoy. Like, for example, I'm not a total hard. I actually enjoy it when it not taking itself seriously and just being all out ridiculous. Like, for example, even though I do like the aspect of Zac Efron's character, him and Dave Franco, they're bros, they're brothers, and you got we're brothers for life, man. And it's oh, isn't that nice? As still, parts like that, even if it's one note, aspects of them are likable. Again, Zac Efron, him and Dave Franco are brothers. But still, I haven't watched Bad Neighbours, the first Bad Neighbours, in a while, so I don't know if I missed it. But in this film, Dave Franco's character was gay. I don't know. I didn't know if I missed it. Probably, they probably did even say that. Bad spoiler. I mean, can you really spoil Bad Neighbours 2? I don't think you can. Anyway, back to it. I'm just saying this because I just kind of really thought about it. If I mention, it's not all dislikability. I mean, it made me laugh, and I find that kind of stuff amusing. So, but that's pretty much 9 times the positivity to the worst stuff entirely. Back to it. So tired. Heck, I would rather the boys in the first film, the guys, but here the girls were very annoying. I'm not saying that because they're girls, and don't Ghostbuster trailer, thing. Don't get that on me. But I just found them all very narcissistic and so modern. I mean, high school weed, stuff like that. A lot of weed jokes. Some weed was a big part of the film. And what else was there? But still, the actors did fine for what they had to do. What else is there? Pretty much the same as the first one, but with girls. And some of it did annoy me. Like I said, the girls who actually set up the sorority, and I believe the wife who's also pregnant to the guy who in the trailer was dressed as a clown at one point, she annoyed me. Some things annoyed me. okay, I'm going off track now because because pretty much because I get eventually I'm just going to talk about, you know, just talk about the first film, but here, but just slightly different, and also there's just not a lot to say. I mean, I'm probably just gonna forget this in a few days or so, and just recommend watching the first one, because what do you know, the original was kind of better, at least in my eyes. My cousin thought the second one was better. Such and such. It's a Seth Rogen comedy. If you want to laugh, if you want a couple of laughs, just go in. I mean, when the story or character matter, really, that's actually true. You're there to laugh. I laughed, so I got my money's worth, shall I say? I mean, I don't know what's the point of complaining. I laughed. The comedy wanted me to laugh, so I did. So there. But humor aside, yeah, I think this movie's very good. Not really. It's just that's not really my. I mean, I'm losing track of it already. In my mind. So maybe a 6 out of 10, even though just what I say, even if everything I say is very inconsistent and I'm repeating stuff already. I don't think I'm gonna be regretting later. Like, oh, I should have made points about that. Nope. Oh man, good. I think I made the right choice with making a more concise points with X-Men than Bad Neighbors 2. But yeah, I'm guessing we're gonna be getting a sequel to Angry Grandpa. No. I've been saying Angry Grandpa this whole time, haven't I? When I referenced Dirty Grandpa, the film with Robert De Niro and Zac Efron, that was very popular because it always Robert De Niro swearing and wanting to have sex. That's funny. I've been saying Angry Grandpa because of the video series that I watched called Angry Grandpa, and this was called Dirty Grandpa. Ugh. But look, Dirty Grandpa, Sad Grandpa, all the grandpas. They're all here. There's Sad Grandpa played by Al Pacino. And there's one played by Keanu Reeves, because we gotta get Al Pacino and Keanu Reeves back together for a Devil's Advocate reunion. Okay. I mean, if you want to laugh, see it, or just rent or buy the first Bad Neighbors. Why am I saying the first one's better? I remember it making me laugh more, and also when first seeing it, it was actually new and kind of original. This one's just repeating that on its high horse. Is on its high horse, whatever phrase that is. What's the point? What's the bloody point? It's probably gonna make a lot of money anyway. Look, it's Seth Rogen comedy. Let's go see it. I'm tired. Well, no, not of life. I mean, in general, I'm tired. I want to go to bed or play Dragon Age 2. I'm so 2016. It's turning me into a 2016 teenager. Instagram, hashtags, drugs, alcohol. I don't bloody know. But still, the film taught me one thing. When it showed the scenes with the frats and all the parties with the horrible music and the guys wanted to have sex with every girl there, it made me glad, like, wow, that does look like hell. I'm glad I don't get invited to that. I mean, like, at one point in my life, I was like, yeah, man, it sucks. I don't get invited to parties. I don't have the real teenager experience. Oh, man, I'm missing out. But then I went to a nightclub, and I had stood in a corner of orange juice and got lost in the crowd for 10 minutes, and it was bad. I mean, just by looking at me, it doesn't suit me. I'd rather just stay here with my my poster of Matt Damon here. This should be nice. That's a reason for it. Okay. Yeah, at least the film taught me that. Oh, and also, because they were girls, and obviously they were like independent women, stuff like that, which is kind of cringy, because when the film tries to actually give a serious message, I bet every single audience member in their heads would like, get back to the jokes. It's not working. You are independent woman and such, you know the drill. I mean, like, when actually goes like, friendship is important, sisterhood, and like see, the friends matter. Like, I don't care about the cow, I don't care about that. I'm just here for the jokes. Okay, man. Well, I mean, what does this remind me of? Is the case of Ted 2. Actually, Ted 2 is better than this. That film made me laugh more, and at least it dealt with like a bloody teddy bear having human rights, so it was a lot different. I mean, it like used characters from the last movie, but it wasn't pretty much the same thing close enough. I don't want to keep you any longer. At least this was 23 minutes, is strangely short. when you're on here. Oh man, if you just look at my past 4 videos, it's just like me going. In fact, this is gonna be the thumbnail. Yeah. There you go. I didn't even do the intro. I don't care. I mean, no one cares. No one. Bye.